Hello there, and welcome back to another Thunderous Productions video. I'm the madman behind the mic, Jag Thunder, and this is Minecraft. And what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. This one is on the Nimitz, the USS Nimitz CVN-68. We're going to go aboard this thing. So that's what this video is about, and I'm going to try to do a little explaining on the Nimitz class carriers to the best of my knowledge. But other than that, we're going to climb on board and look at it up close, because the video that I put up for my promo was a little fast. Made a few people dizzy, I think. And we didn't get a really good look at the carrier, but the idea was not to get a really good look at the carrier. It was just a quick flyby, nice little teaser video, and get everybody psyched and pumped up for the USS Nimitz. And like always, we always climb aboard the big builds like this and get a closer look after the promo video is up for just about a week or so, or a few days or whatever, and see what everybody thinks and what they want to look at. So anyways, things you did not see in the video, things I've added to the carrier afterwards. Again, that's some of the stuff that we're going to be looking at. The biggest thing you'll probably notice that you didn't see in the video are all the pad eyes. I went ahead and installed. I went ahead and put the pad eyes on the flight deck and also in the hangar bay. That was added to M4K texture pack. I think several versions back, 1.81, 1.82 maybe. I can't remember. And then I also changed out the material on the flight deck from the blocks of coal back to the dark gray. And there's a few reasons for that. One being is the docks that I have down here. I had those in the dark coal or the black coal, and it was clashing with the decks of the carriers because they were so big. Now I still have them on the ones like the USS New York, and I think I switched over to Gerald Ford, but I think I did. But I'm pretty sure the New York still has the coal blocks, and I'm probably going to go ahead and I'm probably going to go ahead and switch that over at some point, and I'll continue on with the pad eyes on the flight deck of that, and also the Wasp class carrier amphibious assault carriers down there. But anyways, just some changes that I want to get out there and talk about. The docks are getting some major overhauls. Some of those that follow me on Facebook have seen that I'm redesigning my docks to a more concrete look, like they're supposed to be. And also the bollards here are getting redesigned, and I want to add all the mooring lines. So hopefully when I bring back the Play with Thunder series, which I do want to bring back hopefully this month if I can, we'll go into some more detail about how we're going to rig up the mooring lines and stuff like that, and working on the docks. But anyways, again, we're here to see the Nimitz, so we are going to look at the Nimitz. We're going to fly down here and get a little closer look from the outside. Better look at the meatball. Got a redesigned meatball, I think, from the Gerald Ford. It's a little bit different. And I stole this and I put it on my Enterprise, which I will finish. That's a 5-year project. We will get that one finished. I've got a little more detail around the outside, some fire stations, fueling stations, and stuff like that. Nothing really dramatic, but I wanted to fill up the catwalks a little bit more than what I have on previous carrier designs. I've got the saltwater activated life rafts around the outside. I've got a lot more of those on this version, or this design. I went ahead and put in the restraint barrier here, so when the elevator goes down, the barriers come up. There's supposed to be like a wire in between, but obviously we can't do that in Minecraft. But I went ahead and added that. I think that was a really nice touch, and I'm pretty sure, I added it on the Enterprise, and maybe even the Gerald Ford. I can't remember. I made sure that I added the cables on this one because I went back when I was redesigning the 65, and I was like, we definitely need the cables on there. The chain system on the side was just it was easy for the tutorial, and it looked good for at the time. Now we need to be a little more accurate. We need to build things a little bit better. So I went back and we've got the cables on these, and I'm pretty sure, again, on the Ford I will have to look. I'm not flying way over there to double check, but I'm pretty sure we might need to update that too. So anyways, flying around, we'll look at some other things. We'll look at the back, get a little bit better look where we're not spinning upside down and twisting. A little bit better look at the back. This one's got a lot of detail. I think this one actually has a lot more detail than the Gerald Ford class. It took me a lot longer to put this one together, and this one has been finished for quite some time. I haven't released it because I haven't had it's scheduled in the lineup with a lot of the other big builds that I was trying to get done and out of the way. And I didn't want this one up on the drawing board for 7 or 8 months or whatever, while you guys waited for it. So we are trying to get a tutorial done. I've already started ripping it apart and getting it ready. Be patient, guys. You guys know it takes a while for me to get these done. But I do want to try to get it out in at least a 2-month frame is what I'm looking for. And let's see, some things that people have asked already. Will this one be just the Nimitz, or will it be a Nimitz class? We're going to go over the Nimitz class a little bit here in just a second. Well, actually, I'll go ahead and get into it right now. From my knowledge and also from the wiki, I had to look some things up because there were some things that I was unsure about too. But yeah, yes and no. You'll be able to use this for whichever Nimitz class carrier you want to build, whether it's the Reagan or the Washington, the Vincent, whichever one of the 10 that you want to use this for, you'll be able to use most of them. I'm going to say probably at least 7 of them you'll be able to use the main design for. Is where it changes is the W Bush got a bigger bulbous bow, and some structural changes, slight structural changes according to the wiki, that made a transitional ship between the Nimitz class and the Ford class. So the W Bush and parts of the Ronald Reagan are a little bit different, especially the islands. The islands got redesigned. For the first 6 or 7 of them, you'll be able to use pretty much the entire ship. You'll just have to kind of redesign the main island just a little bit. As it gets around 74, 75, I think this tower starts getting a little bit smaller and it starts becoming part of the main island. And again, I think that runs into the 76 and the 77, the Bush and the Washington, or the Reagan, excuse me. You get them mixed up. So anyways, yes and no, you'll be able to use it. Is what I want to try to do before the final tutorial is at least get all the islands set up during the tutorial so you can look at them and see which ones need to be adjusted and which ones need to be changed. I'll try to cover those changes. As far as the hull and the overall structure changes on the last 2, probably won't go into that because I'm not even sure exactly what that is without doing some more research. I didn't even know they did that transitional change on the Reagan. So anyways, again, back aboard, enough kind of history. You can look all that stuff up on the wiki. If you just put in Nimitz class carriers, there will be a design difference within the class. Couple little paragraphs that explain a lot of the different things between the Nimitz class carriers that got changed. As they go out and they come back for overhaul, different weapon systems get upgraded, different radar systems get upgraded, but the main structure of the ship does not get touched because it's very expensive. So when they get ready to do a design change like the Ford class, then they go ahead and make a class change too. Anyways, again, enough about the the little lesson, the little Navy lesson. A lot of it I had to look up, guys. I'm not an expert. Even when I built the Nimitz, like I said, I didn't look up all that stuff. I just built it from the pictures, and I was like, okay, great. But now that I'm going to try to do the tutorial, I want to try to get as much information as I can for the tutorial so you guys can build it, whichever version that you want out of these carriers. It doesn't have to be the USS Nimitz. A little dark in here, I know. I like it with the shaders on. It looks really good. I do need to take the planes off while this thing is in the docks. We don't have planes on our carriers while they're in the docks, so I need to strip all these out of here. They were just here for the flyby while it was out in the main waters, and I just haven't cleaned it off yet. Not a lot going on inside the hangar bay, guys. Just got some beams up here with some lighting on it, and that was about it. I did have some on the floor. I used hoppers and I put lights up underneath, and I really didn't like the way that looked. And I had the pad eyes, and I really wanted to do the pad eyes. And again, it took about an hour and a half to do the entire flight deck, and probably another hour and a half to do the hangar bay, which that was a while ago. I did that with the hoppers, and then I just used World Edit to switch it over. But yeah, I just got done hand setting all the pad eyes not too long ago before this video, so a lot of work going on there. Other than that, that is the Nimitz class carrier. I think it turned out really, really well. Lots of detail on this one. It's going to be a really nice tutorial for you guys once I get it up and going. If you have not gone over there and checked out the main promo video, what the fuck is wrong with you? Did you miss it? Are you sleeping? Get over there and check it out for me. Give it a lot of thumbs up. We're trying to get 500 likes on it. I think we're up around 250, 260 right now. Just a little goal for me. It has no bearing on the tutorial itself. Just like to get a lot of hype going on around the big builds like this. Before we head out, I'm going to jump over to the flight world, the water world rather, where I did the waves and talk about the waves a little bit. There was several of you that want to know how I do that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over there and we will continue in a second. All right, into the water world where I filmed this thing, and it took over a month to get that video correct. The new camera, Pixel Cam, I think it's called. Basically the camera studio for 1.8 is not the best software in the damn world. I really miss Camera Studio Mod. That was probably the best, most robust software for making time lapses and action type video cinematics for Minecraft. And unfortunately, he has stopped supporting that. And yeah, we're kind of fucked. So now we got Pixel Cam. It works, but it doesn't. I don't like it because the points that you set up for for flying around and setting your path up. Every block has to be spaced perfectly, or it will basically do, if you know anything about animation, it's called interpolation. It will interpolate the entire trip of, say, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes around the ship, and then divide it between each of the blocks. If some of the blocks are closer, it's sped up. If it's the blocks are spread apart, it takes longer. So you'll get speeding up and slowing down, and it just completely fucking ruins the feel of it. So yeah, you'll notice in the video there's several spots where it slows down. I tried to get the blocks just as close as I could, my set points as close as I could. But it's very, very difficult. And then trying to keep everything loaded with the shaders on was a challenge too. Anyways, I want to cover that a little bit too. I put a lot of work into that video. And the little cockpit overlay, there was some people that weren't quite crazy about that. But I was trying to, buzz the tower and all that kind of shit and make it feel like he was in a fighter jet. But I wanted to, go inside the hangar bays, and I was like, at the last minute, I found the overlay for the cockpit, and I'm like, that kind of looks all right. Let's go ahead and wing it and see what it looks like. And I think it turned out. I think it turned out pretty well. A very fun video, very different video in the helicarriers. Loading in the background. That's a very, very old one. That's not the one that I have. That's about 90% done. But anyways, waves. We are here for the waves. Holy shit! I'm still working on this, guys. This is a work in progress. Up close, it looks horrible. When you're flying overhead, it looks great. Again, like I said, I'm still kind of working this out. This takes a while. This takes a lot of practice. I'm using different kinds of blues. I got cyan and white. That gives a lot of the foam and the residue left over behind while the ship is moving. It's a little excessive. It's a little bit thick. That's what she said. It should look a little more wavier, and it should triangulate away from the ship as it goes out. And it's really hard to do. Hopefully I will get better at it over the years. And I just started doing this probably about 6 months ago on my ships, maybe a little bit longer. So I haven't got a lot of practice doing this. If you guys are wanting to do this yourself, good luck. It's very tedious. It takes a lot of placing blocks and moving blocks until you can get it to get kind of a wave effect. I did go below the surface. I'm not going to go there because I've got my shaders on, but about 3 or 4, 5 layers below the surface, I've got the water stirred up too. So like I said, from a distance, you can kind of see it, gurgling and bubbling underneath the ship. You'll have a buildup at the front where it's kind of plowing through. Again, you're just randomly placing blocks, guys. There's no set tutorial on how to do this, and every one that you do is going to look different unless you copy and pasted it. Like I did over there. So inside the ships, there's waves inside the ships. a little behind the scenes there, guys, for you. But yeah, because they were, both carriers, I just, once I got one done, I just stole it from that one and just kind of pushed it into this one, moved it around a little bit until it looked really good. So yeah, a little bit of cheating. But the the main ones are done by hand, and they take a long time. You're going to have some splash effect where the ships start to go out. You're going to have a little bit of splash here, and then along the side you're going to have a trickle. There's not going to be much action going on here. It's just going to trickle alongside the ship here. And then when you get to the back where the propellers are, obviously stirring up the water a lot more, that's where you're going to have a big buildup of this, depending on how fast the ship is going, obviously. And then it's going to fade down really fast, and then level out into the triangulated waves coming off the back. You can use half slabs, anything that's white. You can use half slabs in here. Again, on the back, I've gone down a lot further, probably about 6 or 7 or 8. I don't know. It's really dark. If you guys can see this, I'm pretty deep. It didn't need to be there, but that's just what happened, and I filled it in around the propellers, and that's what I came up with. So yeah, that's how I do the waves behind it, guys. It's not as complex as it looks, and takes a very long time, to kind of get that. And I'm still working on it. Obviously, I'm not an expert on it, and I've got a long way to go and a lot to learn about organic building. But yeah, that's why we're here, building it better. So that is it, guys. I'm done babbling. This is a nice long video. I want to try to cover a lot of things around the carriers and the Nimitz class. A lot of questions that were asked in the comment sections, and things that have been asked over the years that brought about this carrier. This is probably one of the most requested carriers that I've ever had on this channel. At least every day I get 1 to 3 requests for the Nimitz. It's just a highly requested build. So I did build it several months ago. It's been done, sitting on the back burner. I've made some improvements over it the past couple days, and yeah, I think it's a really awesome design. I kept it as simple as possible to make it easy for the tutorial, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. So again, create some hype over there on that video, on this one too. Ask some questions in the comments if there's some things that you want to see on there. Let me know if I missed anything, or if there's something you want covered in the tutorial that you think would be good that I haven't already mentioned. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section. I would appreciate it. And that's really it, guys. Enjoy, be patient for me. Like always, I appreciate you watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.